Today I'm finally redesigning the Home Depot logo. I am so sick of that damn orange box. The logo's been around since the 1970s. 1978 I think is when they actually made the logo, and they've been using it ever since. My first experience with Home Depot was when I got in trouble when I was a kid, and my dad's like, hey, you have to go to work with me now because you were in trouble. So he made me go with him. We had to stop by to get some supplies. I remember getting out of my dad's truck, right, looking up at the sky and seeing this big ass orange box with this tilted text. And I remember thinking, huh, that's an interesting logo, right? At the time, I didn't even know what a logo was, but I always thought that's kind of an odd way of, making a sign. But I cannot deny it's been around for a long time and it works, right? So does it need a revamp? I think it could use it. Before we get into it, huge shout out to our sponsor today over at Bella Canvas. I use Bella Canvas exclusively simply because of their color options and their fabric. They use a process of removing all the imperfections from their cotton, which gives you a smooth surface to print on, and it's also very comfortable to wear. If you pick up a blank from any other brand, literally any other brand, you're gonna notice their cotton's very rough, which means that you're not going to have as flat of a surface to print on. If you want to avoid that scratchy cotton rubbing against your chest all day, you definitely want to check out Bella Canvas. Links in the description below. We're gonna get right into this, guys. Now, I don't want to reinvent the wheel here, okay? I still like that stencil font that they have going on. I think it matches what the brand's all about, which is what? Home improvement. One thing I don't want to do, and I want to avoid at all costs, is making this brand look like a completely different company. I do not want that. I still want it to look like it belongs to Home Depot, and when people see it, they instantly recognize it. But it's like, how do we do that, right? And I think step number one is obviously keeping that stencil font. Keeping that orange color is also going to be a big deal, right? So we'll focus on those things. And what I want to do actually is take this color palette right away, kind of like that. But I do want to make sure that this is expanded, so I don't, if I go to use a color picker or something like that, it's not going to copy that stroke over. But yeah, so we have white, orange, and maybe make the orange a little bit more poppy, maybe a little bit more brilliant. So I'll keep that the same, and we can just kind of put this off to the side. So we have the color palette kind of just sitting there. And I was exploring fonts earlier, and I just found a few that I really liked. So I'm just going to start typing out Home Depot. And then let's check out some of these fonts that I already found and see if they're even that good, honestly. This one's all right, but I think it's going to be a little thin for what I'm going for. So I don't know if I'm going to actually use that one, but you never know. And then there was another one. Where is it at? Okay, so Brave, that one's really good. This one might actually work. Let's duplicate this and then type in stencil again to find the other one that I found, which is this one. And I think this is the best option, if I'm being honest with you. The obvious choice here would be to stick with a square, which is what I'm going to do. I mean, we could explore different shapes, but I really don't think we need to with this one. I'm going to stick with the square, and then we'll even stick with that original color as well, just for now, and we'll see which looks better as we go. But yeah, I like this. So let me take this font right here, and let's just take that H. Right away, I just want to use that H. So I'm going to delete every other character but that H, and just kind of mess with that, because I feel like there's something here, and let's outline it. I don't mind. The one thing I want to do is probably bring some clarity to this. Like if I were to zoom out right now, can I tell that that's an H, right? Which I actually can. If I wanted to, I can explore like maybe taking some of these points and moving them in or out. We could do something like that, but then it doesn't look like a stencil font. And if it's like that, it looks like two separate characters, which I don't want. And then I'm just going to pair it with this box and see what it looks like. And we can even make this like that white. One thing I noticed right away is that the height of it is not good. So what I want to do is just duplicate this one, and let's make this one a little shorter. So I'm going to select all of these points. I'm actually going to select just the top points and bring them down. That way it's perfectly symmetrical. If you were to follow this left border all the way around, it's not going to be perfectly the same thickness, right? And you don't want that. Something as simple as that could actually really help. So let's test that out. And now I think I took too much off the bottom, of course. So let's add a little bit more. Just by adding that inside stroke, you can really see what we are doing here. And obviously it's not perfect, so we need to fix it a little bit more. If I added an inside stroke to the box, you can really see the issues that we have already. So we will need to fix this a little bit more. I'm looking for the gaps. They need to be exactly the same on each side. That looks way better already. Okay, cool. So now let's take that stroke off, and that is perfectly balanced. And then it's like, what do I want to do? Maybe I can explore different things. Like maybe I can turn this into like a forklift or something, so that can be like one version of it. That looks a little funky. It looks like a toilet or something, which actually isn't a bad thing. If I kept this one right here, it'd probably look like they specialize in making the best toilets in the world, which I don't know if that's a good look or not.
No, God, please, no, no.
Maybe not for that one. But then I'm looking at this, right? And I'm like, what if I took this and brought it in sort of like that? And to me, it looks a little funky, but I'm gonna keep it as an option. We have to keep our options open. Let's duplicate this one. And then let's do that 45-degree angle again, since they love that 45-degree angle. Let's do the same thing. Bam. It's funny because that's actually their logo right there, essentially, without all the noise around it, right? If you focused your eyes on this logo in the negative space, you'll see these arrows appear, and it kind of reminds me of how FedEx kind of hides an arrow in there. That could be cool, maybe. And then I'm asking myself, what if I like rounded the edges as well? See, I don't like the edges being rounded, but I'm gonna keep a version just in case. But now I'm also thinking, what if I built a house out of that H? Let's try that out and see. You know what? I'm getting tired of this damn orange. We need to refresh it. So I'm actually going to cut the middle out, take this box off. We don't need it. And let's make this the new orange. I'm not gonna lie, like if you compare them side by side, I feel like the new orange is like a needed update. So let's try that out. Okay, cool. So we have a problem though. This needs a roof on it. So I'm just going to take this left section here, rotate it 90 degrees to the right, bam. And then let's just make sure it actually fits perfectly across. And maybe I can go to my pen tool and add anchor points just in the center. Oh crap, look at that. Now we have a house with another arrow. What's up with these arrows? They're popping up everywhere. See this though? Like that looks so clean. I dig it. I actually like this a lot. But now it's like I want it to be even shorter. So maybe we can make a version with shorter limbs. What am I saying right now? And bring this in. They're not going to be perfect, but we can actually fix that. Watch this. We can do this. Bring a little box in there, a little boxy action. Let's go in wireframe mode actually for shits and gigs and see if these line up. So it needs to match the top. This needs to match the bottom perfectly. And there you go. Now we can take that same box and bring it down here and really line it up. And as you can see, it's not perfectly lined. And that's how easy it is, guys. You just have to use your tools. See, I like the H that's a little shorter. I don't know about you guys, but I think it looks better. What if it was just Home Depot and not the, and just bring it over here and mess with this by itself real quick. I'm gonna duplicate it and let's change the kerning on it so it's a little closer. Got to be careful for this O. It's kind of getting lost a little bit. Maybe bring it out just a little bit more. I don't mind the T and the O touching, to be honest with you. Like it's fine, but I kind of don't want them to touch either. But then if you don't let them touch, then it might look like they're on their own island. The kerning doesn't have to be perfect right now. It just has to be good enough. Like right here, I don't like the kerning, so I'm going to fix that. I need to go play that kerning game more, huh? So anyway, the thing is, do I want Home Depot to be on one line or do I want to separate it? And that's what I'm not sure about, but I'm going to bring it over here anyway. And let's take this H that's slanted at that 45 degrees. And then maybe we can just do this as well. See, I'm already liking the direction of this. The more I analyze it, the more I like these three options already. Like these are, in my opinion, the best options. So I'm actually going to duplicate these now. And let's go down here and maybe we can add the Home Depot to these ones. So we have variation, right? So let's take these off. See, that looks kind of cool. I still don't like the by itself. I'll be honest with you guys, but you know, it's fine. Let's outline that and make sure it all is centered perfectly together. The Home Depot added to it. I almost feel like that can be its own logo. Actually, like legit, this can be its own logo. I don't know why they don't just use that. Now, what if I took this box and just put it in a thicker box? Of course not, that's way too thin. Maybe centered it a little better, you know? Maybe it's the centering for me that makes me not like the original. And that could just be like a mobile app. If they had some sort of mobile app, which I think they do, this can be one of the icons. See, I like that one a lot, but I still think there could be an option that's just, you know, just the name. That's it. And here is my redesign of the Home Depot logo. Let me know which one's your favorite in the comment section below. And maybe we will make more of these style videos because I had a blast filming it. And there's so many brands out there that we can redesign. So let me know which ones you want to see next. And you guys do not want to miss this video. I designed t-shirts for 2 hours straight. Super fun. A lot of information you don't want to miss. I'll see you guys in the next one.